Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, stampersdelight.com to my Facebook Live Friday morning. Hey, Meg Ranger, you're always the first one on. I know I'm about a minute early. So hop on, say hi. Let me know where you're from. Hi, Shirley. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just going to fix this a little bit. Okay. So we are going to get started shortly. Hey, Deborah. This morning I have my Let Me Tell You About My Best Blends t-shirt on from the Stampersdelight shop.com. Hey, Linda. Okay, so today I'm going to first go over a couple of notes with you. And of course, I'm not sure where I put that. Okay, well, I know it by heart, so let me just tell you. First thing, I hope everybody got in on that sale yesterday where you got free shipping. That was an awesome deal. I know I was up late placing orders. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, come stamp with me. You can see I grabbed that before even saying it because I needed it this morning. Hey, Denise. I'm going to keep an eye on my internet, as always. Sometimes it doesn't like me. Okay, so first thing I want to tell you is the July online class is Christmas in July, and that will be with the Evergreen Elegance, okay? And that's a bundle. The description of what you get for the online class will be in the description when I'm done. And you do have to sign up and pay by July 10th. The other thing I want to remind you, which I already did, is don't forget to check out the stampersdelightshop.com and let me know if there's something on that apparel shop that you'd like to see, like in a t-shirt or something like that, maybe for your friends or your teammates. Hi, Stacy. Stacy, I didn't forget your winnings last week. I had a busy week. So the other thing I want to mention is that they just announced from July 1st to August 2nd, and I'm going to flip the camera for this. We have a designer series paper sale. So there's Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted, hand penned, in good taste, in the wild, Pansy Petals, Sweet Symmetry, Tidings of Christmas, and You're a Peach, which will be on sale, 15% off, okay? First time catching me live, great. Well, keep your fingers crossed, Gail, that I don't drop off. It's 4 a.m. there? Oh my goodness. You're a trooper, thank you so much. So here we have designer series paper, which starts July 1st. And I'll have a better copy of that. I just printed it off real quick this morning. So again, if you'd like to place an order with me, go to stampersdelight.com. Use this host code for this month. If your order is less than $150. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we are going to look at the You're a Peach suite, which is on page 60 and 61. And that's the one I'm going to be showcasing today. Now, hopefully you've all seen that I posted this a while ago. This was my lavender body scrub that I put in the little mini jars, okay, the mini jam jars. That's part of the suite. You can see that I was playing around with it. I wanted to see how it worked out. Well, the purple food coloring turned blue. So when you stir it up, it goes purple again. So it's pretty weird, but it doesn't hurt anything. So this is my little body scrub that my daughter-in-law Selena and I were playing with. What a great gift, right? How cute is that? So just wanted to let you know. Also, these are food safe, but not for hot food, so be careful. So with that idea, I decided to try something with the You're a Peach suite. And that's the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. And here's the dies. Now, this is a distinctive stamp set. What does that mean? That means that when you see these open shadows, you see the darker image and then the lighter image, it does not give you a real deep impression. It's supposed to look like that. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Hey, Patricia. So you do have to play around with this, but it is well worth it. Okay, and here's the dies. And I love this little die right here because it fits those little sayings. So let me just move that out of the way. So I took the designer series paper, and this was my citrus body scrub. And what I did with this was I took our layering oval dies, took the largest oval, and then just squished it around the top and glued it down, made a little tag with our delightful tag punch. And the to and from is from one of our Christmas sets, Snowman Season. And I put that on the back. And it says, to a sweet friend. What a cute little gift idea, right? And Christmas time, you could use Christmas designer series paper. Hi, Donna. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Mercy. Monica, my Maui buddy. How are you? And then, of course, I used one of our little bee elements there, or embellishments. I just thought that was so cute. I like that. Great gift ideas. It's actually kind of like what I'm doing today is gift ideas. Now, in the Dollar Tree, everyone knows how much I love the Dollar Tree here in New York. I found these cute little wooden crates. And what I thought I'd do with them is put cards in them and package them up for people. But what I ended up doing, because I hadn't used them, was I stained it with our Early Espresso ink pad. Can you see that? I put some coral paper in there, tissue paper, and I put 2 of the little mini jars, which fit perfectly. Again, I made a little happy birthday tag with the to and from on the back, and one of our new ribbons, which we'll have in the description later. And there you go. You have a double pack of the body scrub. There'll also be still shots on Facebook and on my blog later. Yes, I love the Dollar Tree too. I mean, is that cute or what? Who wouldn't like to get that? Okay, so those are my little scrubs that I did with the mini jars and our paper. Now let me show you some cards. This card is one from my in-house or in-home class. And we did this, and this is with the basic border dies. And just used our blending brushes and Sweet as a Peach. And then when you open it, I use the flowers to tie in the peaches with the flowers. And I just made a quick little happy birthday card. So that was from one of my classes. Put that over here. The next one I did, and people forget about the things in the annual catalog. This is with our, and I put it right here, our Painted Poppies bundle. Okay, although I don't know if you can buy it as a bundle now, but let me show you that die, because this die we always forget about. Did I put it back in here? Yeah. This swirly little die, I love this. So what I did with that one is I used our new Vellum glitter paper, which is the Pale Papaya one. And then I cut some designer series paper. I cut it, 4 by 5 1/4, and I cut it in half. And then I did the same thing with another sheet, because you have to flip it so that you get the 2 sides. This I want to just show you. This is a other ribbon that I used on the little bundle here, the Pale Papaya weaved ribbon. And instead of tying a bow, I just did it like a scarf almost. Can you see that? And then I just frayed the edges. So there's a cute little card. Okay. And have a peachy day. So there's another card that I did. Let's see another sample. The next sample, again, there you can see I used the little bee. I love that little bee. And some more designer series paper. Here's where I stamped them and cut them out. Now, you're going to see, this is what I'm talking about. You have a little white image, well, a little white there. That's the way the stamp is supposed to be, okay? Now, here, you see a little coral. And I'll show you how I did that, okay? This is Pale Papaya, and this is a little coral. Sweet as a peach. Have a peachy day. Happy birthday. Okay, so that's my next sample. Then what I did, tying these little gift ideas to maybe a gift card holder, is I took the other designer series paper that's in there that matches the flowers. And don't forget about this ribbon, which is back in our annual catalog. Let me tell you what page that's on. I love this ribbon. Let me just grab that real quick. I didn't have that handy, and I should have, but it's early. So you can just, okay, so that's on page 140, our metallic mesh ribbon. I love this ribbon. I'm so glad it's back. And you can just untie this. And these gems, they came back. They were in the holiday mini. When you open this up, you've got a little place for maybe a couple of dollars or a gift card. It's supposed to be a gift card holder or a lotto ticket. And of course, these dies are from the Color and Contour. So this is a little gift card idea. And that goes well with any little gift. So you can give them a little gift card and then give them the body scrub. And we're going to do that right now. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And of course, here is the envelope. And of course, I put Wink Stella on everything. Okay, so let's get started. So let me tell you what you're going to need first. Okay, so you are going to need some pieces here. You're going to need a piece of our cardstock. I'm just going to grab a sip of coffee. I need that this morning. And of course, this is cut lengthwise. So this is 4 1/4 by the 8 1/2. Okay. And let me just 8 1/2. Yeah, right. 11. I told you it was early. I'm going to take my scoring tool on my paper trimmer. I'm going to go to 5 1/2 because that's half of my card. Okay. And I'm just going to score that. Then I'm going to bring it to 2 3/4. And I'm going to score it again. You can just fold it if you want, but you don't get those nice crisp edges. All right. So then I am going to go in here and just flip this back. Look for my bone folder. Why is my bone folder never where I want it, right? I have like tons of them. And when I'm working at the other table, I just kind of move everything around. Okay. So we're just going to fold that. Now we're going to fold this piece in where that scoring line is. So I am going to fold that in. And I really want to give that a good crisp edge. Okay. Our Dollar Tree is great. Oh, yeah. Well, we have several by us, too. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. Now, I'm just going to layer some from some designer series paper on here. But before I do that, I want to do this piece first, and I'll tell you why, because it's easier to layer this. So this piece right here is going to be just a smidge smaller than 2 1/2 or 2 3/4 and 4. And I'll have the dimensions for you later. Now remember, I'm going to be folding that in. So this is going to go right in here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So if you were watching me live on YouTube Monday, you saw that YouTube kicked me off. I guess there was some internet problems, plus we had a storm here. What I found out, and I'm so excited, is that if I don't stop and I just keep going, it still records so I can upload it. So if you're a YouTube watcher, just know that if there's issues where I buffer, you'll be able to catch the replay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take our 3 3/4 punch. Now, you may not have that. Any little circle punch will work. You just want to punch a little piece out there. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments. I hope I'm still on. Okay, we are going to fold that just like that. Now, I'm going to take some of my strips here of our dimensionals, the dimensional strips. I like using this better because it gives it a little bit of height so that you can stick the gift card in there. Okay. Still says I'm recording with no problem, so. And then I'm just going to pull this off. Let me use my take your pick tool. Oh, thank you, Denise. Yeah, I worry so much about the internet. I mean, it's not much I can do about it, right? The only time I wish it would go off is when I'm working. Hope my supervisor's not listening to me. Okay, and I'm just going to fold that up like that. So there's your cushion. So you have a little height to put your lotto ticket, gift card, or a little money. Okay, and I am just going to fold that back there. Now I'm going to grab another piece of Designer Series paper, same size. And again, the measurements will be in the description. And I'm going to lay that right down there. Don't forget, starting next week, I'll be doing my Christmas in July. Can you believe next Thursday is July already? Okay, so there we have the beginning of our... oh, thank you, Maureen. Yes, the strips, it definitely gives it that little height that it needs. Then we're going to take the 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to layer that right in there. I will tell you that I did a craft fair a few weeks ago, first one in 2 years, and I had a few of these gift cards holders, and they sold out. Everybody loved it. Okay, so there's my card. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to, let's see, what do I want to do next? This one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to take this piece. This is from the Color and Contour. That's going to go right there. All right. And I am going to do a little stamping and a little cutting. Let's see if this is large enough. I'm going to take my Pear Pizzazz. Might have to grab another piece. I like to try to use up all my pieces before I throw anything out. Let me bring in my mat. There we go. I got to cover this one again. I like to cover them with a paper. Yeah, and this one's not going to make it. Okay. I like to put paper around my mat so it doesn't get messy. Okay, so let's grab a piece of, and we're just going to stamp that down. Now you can see there's a gap there, and we want that. I'm going to grab my die, which goes right over that. And I'm going to run that through the embossing machine. I'm just going to do that over here. I'm on the early shift today, so I'm not going to bother bringing the embossing die embossing machine in. Just bear with me 1 second. You'll hear me cranking over here. Okay, so here we have that. All right. I've already done these, so let me just see if I want to use this one. Yeah, I'm going to use that one. And I already have one of these cut out. I'm going to use that. And here's the 2 peaches. Now let me show you something with the little peaches. I already cut those out, but I'm going to show you what I mean by the way it inks up. First of all, what I found playing with this is you need to make sure you have a lot of ink on your ink pad. And then when you stamp it, you're going to stamp it and hold it. I even rock it a little bit. My nails match the project. Yeah, they do. And this is what I mean. You get that little white mark there. That's a distinctive stamp. Okay, so that is the way it's supposed to look. But what I also did, and I'm just going to leave that there for a second, because peaches, you know, aren't that light. They have a little more color to them. I didn't want to use the Calypso Coral because I thought it was too dark for the whole thing. So what I did was I inked it up in the Pale Papaya, tapped with my blending brushes or a sponge, and I just went around this and added some coral. I'm not sure. And everyone comes out different, just like a peach. That one didn't come out quite as well as I wanted, so let's do it again. But you do have to play around with this. And I think because I didn't hold it down. But this is the way the stamp is supposed to look. You're just going to hold it down for a few minutes. Yes, thank you, Jill. Don't forget to share my videos. The more people that watch, the more I'll do. Okay. And there again, you have that image. Now, let me just show you a few more that I played around with. You can see some of them work, some of them don't. This is the way the stamp works. And I know a lot of people are not going to like that, but that's the way it is. And when you start layering, it really looks kind of neat. Okay, this is another die. And I'm actually going to do this one too. This one I'm just going to... Nope, I don't want the coral. That wasn't what I wanted. I wanted the Pale Papaya. So let me go back into my Pale Papaya. Now I have some coral on there. And again, you can see the little distinctive marks here. Okay, I'm going to bring that die in. I'm just going to cut these out real quick because I'm not sure which ones I'm using yet. So I'm cutting them all out so you can see them. I am going to actually use this one. I think that one is my favorite. It's got a little coral on it. I'm going to go to the machine, my die cutting machine over here, and just cut those out. So please don't forget to share my videos, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. I know a lot of people are out and about these days, so not as many people are on YouTube during the day, right? Or Facebook. So nice to be back out again. Okay. So I'm just going to bring this in so you can see it. So I cut those out. And now I have a few of these to use. We'll just leave that up there. And some of these little peaches. Okay. Put my dies back so I don't lose those. All right, let's get finishing this. Okay. So I'm going to bring that back in. And before I start layering anything on here, I want to take my ribbon and I am going to pull that out. I want something to hold this ribbon in place. So you could actually glue it before you glue this piece. But I'm going to pull it over just like that and tie it. See where I'm going with this? Okay, so we are going to tie it. Love, love, love this ribbon for anything, any project. Not worried about the bow right now. What I'm trying to do is keep that in place. So I am going to take this piece right here from the Color and Contour. I'm going to glue that down just so my peaches show up. Then I'm going to bring in those peaches. I'm going to layer them like this. I already have... I'm only going to use one of these so I don't have to cut one out again. Okay, so I'm going to flip these over. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Well, that dimensional didn't want to come off. There we go. I'm just going to put 2 on each. Who's doing the countdown? of my retirement from my day job with me. We're at 107, 107 work days before I'll be a full-time Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My lifetime dream. Okay, we are just going to angle those like this. You see I got the one with the little coral edging. All right, I'm just going to take one of these. I'm going to throw a dimensional on this. There's one on there, but it's kind of stuck my finger on it and it's not sticking. So I'm going to just grab that off there. And grab another dimensional. I had an extra one that I put a dimensional on. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right there. Okay. Now, leave these right here. I'm going to grab a stamp. Let's see. Have a peachy day. Nope, I want the happy birthday. Again, this is from the Color and Contour. And I'm going to stamp this because I want this as a happy birthday. So this one, and the little die that comes with it is not large enough for the happy birthday. You know what? You're right. It is. I am full-time doing this, Jill. I got 2 full-time jobs. And that is going to go right here. Okay. Maybe I'll put it right here. I'm going to have it overhang. Oh, yeah. I like it there. Okay. I'm going to put a dimensional there. So, again, it gives it a little bit of lift that it needs. Put that right there. Now, I can stamp something here because it's kind of blah. So let's put a little hello. Little tiny stamp that says hello. 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 Happy birthday. And then when I open it up, I'm not done with it yet, but when I open it up here, I'm going to put this here. And let's see. Let's see which one. Happy birthday and have a peachy day. I'm going to use the coral. Have a peachy day. Okay. And then let's see. You know, I'm going to be different here. I'm going to take a little leaf. And I don't want to get this all messy, so I'm going to put it on here. And I'm just going to put the leaf right there. There we go. Actually, I like that. I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing over here. Have the leaves going down. And you can see, there we go. That, oh my gosh, that, I love that. That really made it pop. Okay. So now I am going to glue that down. Bring this back in. So you see where I'm going with this also. So you don't see it over here. And then I'm going to tie this up. Actually, I'm going to add something else on the front here. And then I'll just play with my bow later. I like this. I like this ribbon to make a large bow. And I leave it large. I just love it, okay? So I'm going to just tie that a little bit tighter. I did a YouTube series on gift card holders a few years ago. If you go back to YouTube, it was during Christmas time. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that right there. Okay, I got that little hello, but now what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put some little leaves there. Yeah. Just makes it pop out a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. Now I need some, of course, embellishments. So let's see what ones I'm going to use for this. I think I'm going to use, believe it or not, I'm going to use these. Okay. Genial Gems. I'm going to use the light green ones. The other ones I used are in color, new in color ones, but I'm getting low on those, and I know they are back ordered, so I'm going to add some right here. And I'm picking out the ones with the more glitter. Hey, Tina! How are you? I'm just going to put one there and maybe two more down here. If you look at these, there's some that have a little more gold glitter than others. There we go. Now, I cut these out, so now I'm going to use those on something else. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, I got a couple more extra minutes. Let's do another card. Let's do a quick and easy card. How's that? Okay, I'm going to bring in my envelope, and I'm going to decorate that. Oh, thank you. Janelle says it's a cute card. Great. I love gift card holders. I'm going to stamp that down. Take my pale papaya and angle that. I don't really care if these are right on or not. The Stamparatus would be great for this, but it's an envelope. Come on. And there we have another gift card holder. And also you could add some Wink of Stella like I like to do. I'm just doing it real quick here. There we go. Good morning, Vicki. I've been wondering where you were. Okay, so there's another gift card holder. All right, let's see what else we can play with real quick. Okay, so here I have, remember this paper, this one right here, where I cut those at an angle. So I have the other ones. So let's do that. Okay, so these are the other, see, this is, I cut two of them out so they would fit. So let's do something with this one. All right, so you can layer these up on your regular cardstock if you want. I like to do it on a backing of whatever I'm using. You can even use scrap paper, cardstock. But I like to do it this way. It adds a little, it's a little bit sturdier, plus I can hopefully get it straight when I do it that way. So I'm going to take these, and again, you just cut that in half. And since that's upside down, we'll turn it that way. Always a method to my madness. And we are going to just glue that down. And this one's going to go right here. It also shows off the great different sides of designer series paper. Now I do have my sheet of cardstock here. Let's see, I did this one tent fold wise. So I'm going to do this one the other way. Let's do it this way. And I'm using Pear Pizzazz instead of the Calypso Coral. I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half. So if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to leave comments and subscribe so you know when I'm on. The summer, you know, I'm usually on Monday evenings, 7 o'clock on Mondays, Friday mornings at 7 a.m. It's the summer, so don't hold me to that. That's going to layer right on top of there. But before I do that, I think I'll add some ribbon. And let's see what ribbon I want to add to this one. Okay, well, I'm just going to add this ribbon because it's here. But I'm not going to fray that. You can see that it does fray. And this is our Pale Papaya woven ribbon. I'm just going to go ahead and glue something around there like that. Just so I have some ribbon on there. My card on the fly. Although the other one was too, because I hadn't done that one. All right, let's see what we got. Hi, Pam. Hi, Deb. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so we are going to put that down. Okay, now, what I did with this one, just to show you the difference, this is our vellum, sheer vellum, shimmery vellum. This one is our ombre glitter paper. I believe this is Poppy Parade, but look, it looks like the coral depending on which side you use, you know, darker or lighter. So we're going to use this one. Again, I used that die from the Poppy set. And even I forgot about that. And I forgot how much I love that die. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that right in the middle, right in the center. Now this circle, I just put there so it brightens it up. It probably doesn't need it, but it brightens it up. This is from our Picture This dies. And also it gives it that my stem something to hold on to. Okay, remember these I already cut, so we'll use those. And I am going to go ahead and glue this down. And since I don't have my silicone mat, I'm going to cheat and use, actually I'm going to use dimensionals. Put a dimensional here. And one right there should hold it. And I'll layer that right there. And then we have the 3 little peaches. And a dimensional will fit on each one of those. Also, I wanted to mention the Designer Series paper sale next month. When you can order from, you'll be able to order from the holiday catalog August. They had to push that date out. And I will be doing my paper share again, just so everybody knows. Let's see which ones I want. I'm just going to put this one right here. These don't have to be perfect because I'm going to put something over it. There we go. Okay, let's see. I have this little piece that's from that the die that's in this set. And I am going to ink that up with Sweet Friend. Let me just pull this down closer to me so I get it straight. For Sweet Friend, I'm going to layer that right across here. So for that, I'm just going to put a little glue on that. And I don't have my silicone mat, so I'm going to cheat and use this for Sweet Friend. Look at that. Quick, easy, cute card, right? Okay, we're going to bring this piece in and put, let's see what stamp I want to use for this. Sweet as a Peach. We'll use that in the coral. Sweet as a Peach. Happy birthday. I'm going to bring, I really like the way this leaf came out, so I am going to stamp that again there. And here, what do you think? I like it that way. The inside of this one we did with the whole peach, but I'm going to just do it that way. Thank you. Okay, and we are going to put that in there. I am going to go ahead and again stamp this. What time we got? Oh, good. I'm doing good. Okay, I'm going to stamp that down. Again, I am going to take the peaches. Not too worried about that. It's an envelope, although we want it to match. Here we go. Now here's the in colors, and since I just saw them sitting there, we'll go ahead and use the in colors. And I'm going to take the Evergreen because it's a little darker and it'll show up a little more. Just to give it a little glitter. And there you have another one. Okay, so this is with the Vellum, and this one's with the Ombre Paper. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed Sweet as a Peach today. The little gift card holder that you can make. Cards, let me bring those back in. Still shots will be on my blog later today and Facebook. So we have these two. And we had the 2 gift card holders. Okay, Meg, well, I'm done now. And we have this card, okay, with the little bee. And of course, this one. And our little scrubs, which I'll be working on the pictures for that shortly. Okay, so that's it for me today. I am going to, let's see, I got a pen here somewhere. I'm going to write a number down real quick. We have to do this. I will be sending out some cards. If you win, one of them will be Sweet as a Peach. Stacy, I will definitely have yours in the mail this weekend. So I've already written my number down here. Start guessing 1 through 25 if you'd like to get some of my cards in the mail. 1 through 25, go ahead. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers. Not 16. Not 7. And I should mention US only. Okay, Mercy got it. She put 2, number 2, and that's what was on the paper. So Mercy, you were the first one to guess number 2. I will send you out some cards. Make sure I have your address. So just message me your address. All right, everybody. Well, have a great weekend. I will see you back here Monday evening on YouTube Live. And until then, keep on stamping, stampers. Bye.